Alright, hey everyone! So, I was going to do this as a live, but then I realized I was at the pool and I don't have Wi-Fi and then it won't be good. So, I'm at the pool right now. I am working on getting us all ready to move. We have movers, but I do have to pack us before we move to Pittsburgh and things like that. And for anyone who lives in the San Francisco area, you know that often there is no AC in the apartments. So, my fix is I go jump in the deep end. I don't know, can you see that? Maybe? Okay, well it's 8 feet deep and it's very cold because it's an old pool and so they have to refill it all the time. Again, nothing to do with this video. What I actually wanted to talk to you about is how kind the universe is. So, I am starting to dig into the variable aspect of human design, which is essentially, it's another element of how you're designed, obviously, and it is how your cognition is structured. And there's essentially, much like left brain, right brain, there's left orientation of cognition and right orientation of cognition. Right is receptive, left is strategic, focused. And what I found out is that I am quad right, which means that all of my variables, there are 4 possible ones, much like, well, kind of like Myers-Briggs, and all of mine are right, receptive. There are 16 possible combinations. Most people are going to be a mix of both left and right. So when I was going through and kind of studying this and getting to know it better, and I've been in my head with it for the last couple of days, is how perfectly divinely designed everything is, whether you know your path is perfectly designed yet or not. What I discovered about this quad right aspect is it's yet another aspect of my chart in which, you know, I'm not here to push, I'm not here to focus. It's when I was studying, it said your brain is not designed to focus, and I was like, can I get an amen? But I'm not here to really force myself out there. I'm here to share my awarenesses. If it sticks, great. If you want to interact with me more, great. If you want to get more wisdom from me on a one-on-one level, great. But it really, it doesn't even matter. There's no strategy to the way I build my business as of now, and learning about the quad right, I'm like, oh, of course I found that the best way for me to function in this world is to not do what the world tells me to do. And so your variable is probably going to be some different combination of left and right, but that's not even the point of this video. What started to bubble up for me as I reflected on all of this is that it's amazing to me how I got all the resources that I needed to live the best version of my life. Now, before I got those resources, I was committed to living the best version of my life, but you know, when I look at my design, it's such a kind of weirdo unicorn design, and so special that it's almost like to not be given the resources would just be a cruel universe. And there's some people who have 3s in their profile who are really resilient, and they're kind of meant to be experimental and bounce around and get kicked around a little bit by the universe because it's part of where they gain their insights and their gifts and their wisdom. I'm a 4-1, which is another aspect of my network will tell me what they want to hear about. From the one aspect of my personality. And why did I get distracted by that? Oh, yes. So the 4-1 is very fixed. It doesn't bend too well. And so the tools I was given along my path and that I came across on my path were perfectly designed to help me really embrace being who I was and embrace the way that I need to live. So some of those tools, just so I'm not totally ungrounded here, one is open space. So open space is a group facilitation method that you can use to develop strategic plans, to run conferences, and it's all we'll say user generated. The way that strategy happens, it's very bottom-up, grassroots way of approaching things. And in open space, you learn the law of 2 feet, which is if you're not fulfilled, contributing, satisfied, use your 2 feet to move yourself somewhere where that is happening. There's also the rule of whoever shows up are the right people, whatever time they show up is the right time, whatever time we start is the right time to start, and whatever time we end is the right time to end. So learning that facilitation model was really helpful in me learning how to embrace my own free will and allowing other people's to embrace their free will. We got a plane coming, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. The next tool that I learned was, this is not in chronological order, even though I'm saying it. It was all within a 2 or 3 year period though, about between ages 20 to 23. So the next tool is Byron Katie's The Work, which allowed me to break down all of my stories about who I was and how the world worked and what needed to be true or not true. Essentially that helped me get that there's really, everything is true and nothing is true. And everyone really constructs their experience of reality through the way they think about things. And that's not to say that it's all on you completely. Like, you know, things like privilege and where your background is and trauma that you've experienced, like those are all things that really do affect your life path, absolutely. And may ask of you to do even more work than I needed to do if you're coming from a more disadvantaged background from me, or if there's something else that is different about our life experiences, right? But ultimately, we all can question our thought processes, look and see what is a story and what is fact, what is true, and what are we responding to? Because most often our experience is a response. Our experience is based in what our story is about the facts, not the facts themselves. So there was that tool. The first tool, or the first learning, I guess, that really transformed everything for me was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which by now I think most people know, but essentially there's only this moment, right? It's the name of the book is pretty self-explanatory. And so all of these tools, right? All of these tools that were given to me. My dad gave me The Power of Now, somebody I worked for in college who, you know, was a really successful author, sent me to Byron Katie's The School for the Work. Like, I didn't even have to pay for it. And if you know what it is, that's very expensive. Like, that's miraculous, right? I met my mentor who taught me how to do group facilitation processes. He was also the one that introduced me to human design. I didn't go seeking any of these things. I knew I was committed to the best life ever, but mostly I didn't seek any of it. It was given to me. And now here we are almost 10 years later. 10 years later for some, like human design, maybe a little less for others, like the work of Byron Katie. But here we are about 10 years later. And you know, human design is still revealing itself to me as I study it. And I just see that there is this beautiful divine design that is in place for us, that's perfect for us. I have a design that isn't meant for this world, that if I didn't have the tools that I was given so early on, that I probably wouldn't have survived until now. And I don't mean that to be melodramatic, but when you're looking at a fixed fate profile, when you're looking at a mental projector, when you're looking at somebody who is designed to operate in a completely different way than this world on every single level, and someone who's, you know, extremely open, the mental projector part, you're looking at a design that can drive someone crazy and drive them to the end of their rope pretty easily without the right tools, which were given to me. And so I think there's just some beautiful grace and divine timing in that. And know that wherever you are on your path, even if it's been rocky, even if it's been weird, even if you're not sure, even if it seems wrong, just hold on, just keep faith. Things will unfold for you, and they will make sense as you look back, as more and more clarity come. You are not separate from God or the universe or anything else. You are a part of it. You are an expression of it. There is a greater ordering happening that you are being supported by, whether you're aware of it or not. And I would encourage you to be open to the awareness of it, and be open to seeing the magic of it, because it is happening for you. You just have to be open to receiving it. Okay, so I guess that's it for today. Have fun. I will be probably connecting with y'all again from Pittsburgh, probably. Okay, bye.